And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Yeah! Monday morning, August 12th, 9-ish a.m. here in Los Angeles, California. Actually, I'm outside L.A. I guess it's L.A. County, whatever. We have to put up with their North Korean rules. But here we are, man. Here we are. Your boy came piping hot in a resto mod F100 from Velocity. Might be my favorite vehicle I've ever driven. It is spicy. And you know any old classics here? Maybe, Chin? No? Case? You like old stuff? Like F100s?
I love old cars. I love old trucks too, but like cars.
See that F100 out there?
I saw the one that you posted on Instagram. It was beautiful.
It's out there today, dude. That thing is so fun. Opens like new level unlock, dude. This thing is just, it's wild. It's wild. And my grandpappy had a
this one, right?
Yeah,
that is beautiful,
dude. That's cool. Thing is wild. Wild. Oh, I was crunk.
Probably either owned it or had it given to me to drive for a few days, and then my boys at Velocity let me drive this for a few days. This is an F100, a 1970 F100 resto mod. Straight up, the best vehicle I've ever driven. I love single bed trucks. This thing's absolutely ridiculous. Has a Gen 3 Coyote motor in it. Check this out.
It's clean, drives clean.
Look at this.
Yeah, all done. And if you buy it from, under warranty too.
How much would that go for then? It's got to be crazy.
It's a good question, Chin. And if I tell you, it might hurt some feelings. But here's the thing. I also flinched when I found out the price. So they do F100s, they do Mustangs, they do K5s, you know, they'll do some wild stuff. Remember, it's under warranty before I tell you the price. Then also remember, if you're going to do this yourself, you got to realize the reason I was trying to explain to the kids how this is so much cooler than anything they see these other dads drive when they drop them off at summer camp. It's not even close. Because let's say you see a Urus, or even if you see a new Raptor, or whatever it is, TRX, which I, absolutely adore, anything like that, they're not making any more F100s. They will never come back. They've been gone forever. There's only so many. So Velocity, or if you want to do a resto mod yourself, you're going to have to source an old school F100 from like 68 to 74, right? So let's say this one, a 1970 F100. You're going to have to find that F100, maybe in a barn. I don't know. There's only so many. Then they're going to take that shell, that body from the F100, and completely gut it and give it all new chassis, suspension, handling, the brakes, update everything, interior, everything's redone. So the outside, it looks like it's from the 70s, but it drives like it's from 2024.
That's what you want, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're doing that yourself, let's say you were super into it, Chin, or even a C10, which I love too, but let's say you want to do one of those old school trucks, you have to source that vehicle, maybe on Craigslist or OfferUp or some shit, right? Maybe a guy who's, hanging on his porch, and inside, behind three other cars, you see just some beat up F100. You have to source that, right? And hopefully it's not rusted out and all that. You have to source that, and then you have to find a shop. You ain't doing it yourself. You have to some people can. You have to find a shop that can do that resto mod, everything, the engine, everything. You have to pay for all that, engine, trans, everything, right? Even if you were to do that, if you had the budget, you're looking, if you're balling, you're looking at $100K. Balling, you're looking at $100K. And remember, you have to deal with all it, source all the parts, do all that stuff. The chance of finding one shop to do it all, not good. So you're going to be bouncing around. It's a real hassle. Now, most people that don't have that crazy budget, you look at, some take 4 to 5 years to complete. Some take 10 years. It's a lot of money, dude. Now, if you go to Velocity, You're going to flinch a little bit on this. You got a velocity, and you spec it out exactly how you want. I want it red, black interior, this, I want this, right? From the stitching to the seats to the wheels. I want to offset here. I want 19s in front, 20s in the back. I want wide stance, whatever you want to do. By the time you place that order, it's ready in about 12 to 13 weeks. Under warranty, ready to go. 270 grand.
That's what I thought. That is insane. But I mean, quality, but
the quality is, you get what you pay for, man. No, you could source it to yourself. You could do it yourself. You might have some issues, you know? You have some issues. It's probably going to be more rewarding doing it yourself. It's the same guys that get Hennessy trucks. Exact same clientele. I argue with Rogan about this, or I've even had talks with John Hennessy, and I love John Hennessy. Love him. I think he does cool stuff. But, I had a conversation with him in my head. I'm like, how much is it? He told me, I'm like, well, I could just do that myself and create more power and still save about 70 grand, at least 80 grand. He goes, I get that, and I get that argument all the time. He goes, our clientele want to see it, plug and play. They're paying for it. They want it now. They're not going to be like you. They're not going to take the truck and go to this shop and get stuff done and then wait 2 months and go to this shop and get stuff done and wait a month and then go take it to here and do all this and put it all together. They want it just how it is, under warranty, reliable, ready to go. That's what we charge so much. I get it. It's not my thing. I get it. Yeah, that F100, the C10s, oh my God, dude. Oh my God. New level unlocked. Spent all night just looking at it. And I get that Street Truck mag. I read all the magazines like I was a kid. Can't get enough of it. And it reminds me of my grandpa. He had a 86 F-150 black like that on black with the bench seating. I do have CT. It's one of the rare memories I have from a child. Then my kids are in there on the bench. It slaps, as the kids say. It slaps, dude. It's so fun. So fun. I would tell you probably add a little more horsepower, a little more power. Not going to lie to you. Probably mess it up, but that's just what I do. It's just what I do. Spent all weekend. I could not sleep because my Ford Lightning, that's from 2004, so it's a 20-year-old truck, started out life as factory silver, because, right, they came in, done four, they came in white, silver, red, Ford blue, and black. That's it. I decided to do something different and make it like mango orange, like that old school 70s hot rod mango orange, which I absolutely loved. Black hoods, that's my thing. No matter what color, I always like a black hood. Couldn't sleep. Hated that I took the orange wrap off, made it all black. Feel like it hides the lines. It just looks like a normal F-150. I hated it. So then I was like, I'm just going to take this wrap off. I'm leaving the sun. It's just a big sticker. This isn't going to be a problem. Dude, you ever taken a wrap off, Jen?
I've never done a wrap.
Dude, especially with the little parts like on the body kit and get under it. Dude, it took me all day. All day Saturday, all day Sunday. Tiger out there helping in about 98 degrees weather. We have blisters all over our hands because the wrap was so hot. It took all goddamn day. Got it done though. Things looking tasty. But you drive that Velocity F100 and then you think your Lightning's old school and you get into it and it feels like you're in a spaceship. You're like, oh my God, look at the screen, look at the gauges. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I hate my Lightning now. Velocity did that to me. I hate it. Hate's such a strong word. I don't hate it. I just like the old school stuff. That's what you want, man. Let's get into the fights, though. Casey, I heard you had a horrible outing performance golfing this weekend.
Who said that?
Let's talk around the water cooler.
Did Mark tell you that?
When I say around the water cooler, I mean me peeing in the sink and Mark talking to me.
Mark played bad. Mark had a terrible round.
Mark said you and him had the worst
he's
outing this weekend.
I shot an 82. I had a birdie. I had two bad par threes back to back. If I par those par threes, I'm shooting 78 and we're good.
But you didn't.
An 82 is fine. That's a serviceable score. Could we have improved? Yeah. Was it the worst round of all time? No.
Okay, it sounds like Mark maybe had a negative perspective.
Between me and you, Mark shot like a 92.
And I would probably shoot like 100?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad night for Mark.
Yeah.
Marcus did not play well. I'd love to go with you guys. I just don't have the hours.
Come on out.
I know, I would love to go. I would love
You
to
have the
go.
hours to take off a wrap for 48 hours.
With Tiger, though. I'm at home with the kids.
Bring Tigray. He'd love it.
He might, like, it's a long day. We can do 9.
Yeah.
I can agree to 9. 18, no. That's not happening.
Boston's a natural talent.
Facts.
The
Facts.
short game's elite.
Yep. Facts. His short game? All right, Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
Yeah. What's up?
Bossy has Trouts this Saturday.
Oh, really?
I'm nervous about it. We've been working hard, though, at the cages every day. Proud of every unit sold. Proud of every unit sold. Anybody remember that movie? No? Get him to the Greek. P. Diddy. Nick Kroll. Where he messed up. He banked on some artist, and it sold like 200 records. This is when they're talking about records. P. Diddy calls him out. He goes, how many is sold? He goes, 200. Proud of every record sold. He goes, why? He was proud of every record sold. No? All right. Proud of every record sold. Let's get to the fights. Finally, we have a good pay-per-view this weekend. We need to talk a little bit about the fight night this past weekend. Here's the best news, is the Apex is going to be under reconstruction, so it's going to be shut down. That's the best news coming out of this. They're going to shut it down. I don't know if this is the last one or if it starts at the end of the year. We don't have to confirm that somewhere, Chin.
UFC.
UFC Apex restoration or upgrades. I wouldn't go to UFC.com. It's definitely not going to be on there.
Well, let's see if there's plans for the Apex after Du Plessis. Yeah, so Cannonier Baraglio,
That's August. Okay, there's a
Burns,
bunch.
Brady. It seems like that's it for the
So when's that?
schedule.
So is that done in September? Yeah, is the last one Gilbert Burns and Sean Brady?
So it looks like, but then I'll double check it. But yeah, as far as like the UFC website, that's what's on their calendar.
Yeah, I'm curious when they're going to do the upgrades, but that's the best news out of this weekend that came out. They're shutting it down to sometime, I think, summer 2025 or quarter 4 2025. There it is.
Might temporarily
UFC
pause.
Apex might temporarily pause event coverage in November through June 2025. Despite Joe Rogan's approval, Dana White's forced to halt UFC Apex fights amid fans triggered over UFC Fight Night performances. Yeah, the fights aren't as good. There's no crowd. For anyone's like, I like it. I can hear the coaches talk. You can hear the smacks. It's so selfish. For the fighters, it sucks. And they're not going to say anything because,
Some have though. They said that they would totally
some,
want fans.
some have, but yeah, it's just not the same. It's just not. It makes it like it's like I watched the preseason, the Rams versus the Cowboys. I'm taking the boys to the Cowboys training camp, which is right up here. It's in Oxnard. Do you know that? Mm-hmm. The great Dallas Cowboys. They're great. They haven't won since the '90s, but still, they do training camp right up here in Oxnard. So I'm gonna take the boys up there this week. Let them see them big fellers. Let them see the big fellers. Maybe give them some inspo, We'll see how it goes. You never know. But yeah, anyone who says the Apex better than a pay-per-view or like a rocking the Palms. Remember when they did the Palms or Hard Rock? That rocking Hard Rock? Y'all must have forgot. The Ultimate Fighter finale, not the one where I got knocked out, but the fucking Forrest Griffin, Stephen Bonner. That was at Hard Rock. Live crowd. Rocking, dude. That shit was fire. Now we're at the Apex. You said, listen, during the lockdown and all that, and they're shutting down small businesses and ruining the middle class, I get it. You gotta make chicken poop into chicken soup. I get it. You gotta make piss into lemonade. I get it. You gotta make a Tesla to F100. I get it. Them days are over, though, and you guys keep doing it. From a business standpoint, I also get it. But come on, how much money do we need here? How much money do we need? How much fucking money do we need? It's like Bill Gates, the vaccines. Hey, man, you're set, dude. Do you have to keep it going? Do we have to keep it going? How much money? You're set, dude. How much money? Jeff Bezos like making an investment? Huh? You're worth $300 billion. Why are we making for what? You could spend. What we figure out? He could spend $1 million a day and take like 30 years, 50 years.
Oh, like 470, 500.
That
years.
long?
Yes.
Okay. Insane, dude. You making investments? What's going on here? Isn't that wild? People that hustle, I get investments, you know? We're hustling. We got to make investments. We got to hopefully double your money here, lose your money here. I get it. From the billionaires, what are we investing in, man? What are we doing here? Same with with UFC, Apex. What are we doing here? How much money you need? What the hell are we doing? Let's take a little break, kids. August 31st, DriveFastAllGas.com. Giving away that Raptor R Killer. Go on there right now. Buy some merch. We collabed with King Shocks. We got some fire-ass merch on there this weekend. We're dropping a special limited edition merch drop this Friday, Saturday, Sunday only. There are 3 weeks left. Then we got to give this thing away. Hurry up and win this truck before I flip it. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie. That's right. Get in on all the action UFC 305 from down under at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. The middleweight title's on the line for the main event, but the card is stacked, dude. And speaking of stacked, if you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the code SCHAUB-SHOW, S-C-H-A-U-B show. That's code SCHAUB-SHOW for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 buckaroos. UFC 305. It's going to be a ripper, mate, of a good time. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligibility restrictions apply. See eligibility terms and responsible gaming resources at dkng.co/MMA.
But yeah, so the Apex is going to get shut down. They're forced shut down. They said they're doing upgrades. Just make your own palms. Make your own Hard Rock. Make it bigger, which it sounds like they might be doing. Because I think they figured out, okay, if we can just have the home games here in Vegas when it's not pay-per-view and do fight nights here, and we don't have to just keep relocating and doing all this stuff. We don't have to rent out venues. We're going to save so much money. Just double down on that. We have our own venue. We can control everything. We don't have to move everything. The circus doesn't have to move. So I get it. I get all of it. So hopefully with these upgrades, adds more fans, more seats, gives it more of that Palms, Hard Rock vibe.
Yeah.
That'd be ideal. It's Spivak and Tiberia fight this weekend. Schaub, I forgot. Forgot what happened. Sergey got his revenge. Okay. I don't know what you do with him. You submit him. The card was terrible. Let's be honest. The card was fucking terrible. But yeah, it leads into this pay-per-view this weekend, so I'm not mad at it. So he lost to Cyril Gahn. He beat Derek Lewis. He lost to Tom Aspinall.
So he's losing to the
elite.
Yeah. At least in the very end.
He beat Tai Tuivasa. That's a big one. He beat Derek Lewis. That's a big one. I just don't know. All right. At heavyweight, that's cool. Lost Cyril Gahn. Lost Tom Aspinall. So there's just not much we can do. There's just not much we can do. Let's get into UFC 305, Chin. Mm-hmm. Nice try.
I mean, it's good to at least cover a little bit of the last event.
Nice try. I see what you're doing here. Nice fucking try.
Yeah, this one's dope.
It's a dope card.
Yep.
This is what makes me love the UFC. This is a dope ass card. Great card. Great card. I mean, there's so many stories here. Gamrot, Dan Hooker. Gamrot probably should be fighting for a title. They're making him walk through pure fire. Pure fire. That's how it goes. It's usually how it goes. Unless your last name's Nurmagomedov, and then they just catapult you right to the top. That's how it goes. God, look at his last 3 wins. My Lord. So he beat Sarukian. Ever heard of him? Right? He beat Sarukian. And then they gave him Jalen Turner. He won by split, so it's tough. Fiziev, he TKO'd in the second round. And then Dos Anjos, he kind of ragdolled. Now that's Dan Hooker in Dan Hooker's backyard. Kind of backyard, right? It's always confusing that New Zealand. You know what I'm saying? Over there. Same shit.
Australia, New Zealand,
we've been there, Chin. So I can say that. Huge fight. Dan Hooker wins this one, and he's one of my favorite fighters to watch. Dan Hooker wins this one. He's right back in there, baby. We're right back. The 45 experiment, get the fuck out of it. He's way too big. What are we doing? That never made sense to me. Never made sense to me. He went to 45, fought Arnold Allen, the savage Arnold Allen. Lost that one pretty convincingly. And then at 55, he has some good wins and always loses the upper echelon dudes. Here's on Makhachev, whatever. Jalen Turner, another split. God, dog. Guy just losing the best of the best split. Could go either way. Wins this one, he's right back in there. Steve Erceg, Kai Kara France. I thought Steve Erceg, you probably could have given him the win in the championship fight.
Pantoja, yeah.
Against Pantoja, yeah. I could see how you could give that one. The size difference here is going to be massive. Steve Erceg. Kai Kara France have a tough night. The Australians, the New Zealand boys could have a tough night in the office. Very tough night. Gamrot Dan Hooker, I assume Hooker's an underdog. Kai Kara France, I assume Steve Erceg is a pretty big favorite. And then the main event. But Australia and New Zealand be cool as long as Izzy wins. Dricus from South Africa, right? Izzy kept calling the N-word. This fight, to me, the odds are super close. I don't see it that way. I do think that DDP, his style, minus 130, plus 110, it's super close. Steve Erceg, minus 185. Hooker, plus 260, good God. And then Rosenstruck and Tai Tuivasa. That's just a toss-up. Flip a fucking coin. Your boy, the Leech, Lee Jingling.
Back, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Tafa Walker, flip a coin.
That's Johnny Walker's brother, too.
It sure is. They don't fight this thing, though. He has a better chin, too.
Let me double check that wiki.
Holy shit, the biggest favorite on the card's minus 1,200, Tom Nolan. It's a lot of pressure, young man. A lot of pressure. But that main event with Izzy and Dricus Du Plessis, so the odds are pretty close, but y'all must have forgot. There's an argument between who's the best middleweight ever. There's only two sides of that argument. It's either you have Izzy or you have Anderson Silva. One of them tested hot, so there's argument there, right?
Yep.
But you got to remember, Izzy was so good and so consistent and was so active. He lapped the entire division. They had to come up with a guy that wasn't even in the UFC at the time, a Glory kickboxing champion, world champion. They had to catapult him to the front of the line in order to create some sort of narrative that this guy might beat Izzy in MMA because he beat him in kickboxing. And Izzy lost to him, and then Izzy beat him, knocked him out. How good does that knockout look now? How fucking good is Alex? Yeah. As he beat him. The old rope-a-dope. Probably my favorite fight of all time. Insane, dude. That shit was wild. So y'all must have forgot, because remember, Izzy was coming off a loss and then did that. And then he's so active, and heavy lies the crown. There's a reason why champions aren't that active. It's a lot of work. Their priorities as far as their commitment to marketing, they get a share of the pay-per-view. So the UFC's going, okay, if you get a share of the pay-per-views, you're going to sell this freaking thing. And you're going to do a lot more interviews, way more time commitment, way more interviews as far as being in front of the camera than anybody else on the card because your face is on the poster and we're banking on you selling this thing. So as he did that, did it to the highest level. His social media's popping, his interviews, he never turned down any interview, right? And there's a reason why usually the champs aren't as active as he was. It's a lot, man. He was so active, and finally it caught up to him. We saw it in the Sean Strickland fight. And if you watch that Sean Strickland fight, I didn't give Sean a freaking chance. But I didn't know Izzy reached his kind of boiling point and was not into the fight in any facet. And Sean whooped his ass. Whooped his ass. So I think there's a lot of people carrying that into this fight going, look what Sean Strickland did. Yep. That was September of 2023. Quite some time ago. But again, the body of work that we have from Izzy and the evidence that we have when he has a loss, the way he bounces back is pretty damn good. I would assume we get a motivated Izzy. If you've seen his pictures on his gram of the shape he's in, I think Izzy beats the shit out of DDP. I think he beats the brakes off of him. I know, and it's not that I'm sure I'll take heat for it, whatever. It's not that DDP is not world class. Clearly, the guy is a monster. What are his biggest attributes? Big heavy puncher, awkward, explosive, right? Can knock your lights out. God, look at that. I thought Sean Strickland beat him. So my question for you guys is, do you think if Izzy was focused and at 100%, does Sean Strickland beat him? Probably not.
No, and plus he was planning for Dricus, and it was just Dricus got injured or.
And thank God he didn't fight Dricus. Mm-hmm. You know, that could have been way worse. Because an off night with Dricus, you're getting knocked out cold.
But I was saying, I think he was more motivated to fight Dricus, and then when he had Sean Strickland replace him, I honestly believe he.
I think he took it. Thought it was gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Remember, the UFC didn't even want to do it, and he called Dana. Was like, I'm gonna starch this fucking dude. And then he learned out the hard way that Sean's defense is really good.
He's really good. Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's the best we've ever seen. And he put it on him, and they put the pace on him. So he's fighting a guy, Jesus, undefeated in the UFC, 21-2, just a straight savage. I just always fall back to, you look at the body of work by Izzy, we look at the evidence we have when he does have a loss, the way he bounces back. Remember when he shot for the moon, landed on the stars? Remember when he went to 205, fought Jan, this powerhouse, and Jan kind of took him down, he lost in decision? And he had to do that because he cleaned out the division. There's nothing for him. Cleaned out the entire division. Everybody. Multiple times. Fuck guys multiple times. There's nothing for him. So he goes to 205. At that same time, the UFC goes, let's sign Alex and catapult him to the front, which was smart. He's the biggest star that they have. You know, not named Izzy or Connor, right? He's right up there. So he usually loses to Jan at 205. Everyone's like, oh, look at this guy, blah, blah, blah. And then he beats Marvin Vettori, Robert Whittaker, and Jared Cannonier. And then he gets to Alex. I should say Alex finally gets to him. Alex beats him in New York in 2022. You're like, oh my God, this is wild. Yep. And then they do a rematch. And he knocks out Alex Pereira.
Mm-hmm. Clean knockout. Whereas, Izzy was still standing when Alex beat him. Yeah.
Some people were upset at the stoppage. It is what it is. Live to fight another day. One of the best performances I've ever seen.
One of the most inspirational comebacks, too.
Ever. Yeah. The rope-a-dope. 2 world-class strikers. Now, he's a world champion. So this is no shade on Dricus. He's so good. But would you consider Dricus a world-class striker compared to Alex and Izzy? No.
He's more wild, I'd say.
Wild. Unorthodox. Tough to duplicate, but has power for days. Yeah. Big boy. Big 85er. Alex a big 85er with world-class striking. I just feel like, again, Izzy's had losses. He always comes back so damn strong. And Izzy knows. He loses this one. It's tough, dude. You lose this one as far as the big boy paydays, the big kind of greatest of all time talk, that it's going to be tough. He knows what's on the line. I think Izzy starches him. Everyone's back on the Izzy train. Then he fights Strickland at 85. Strickland gets his rematch. That's why Strickland's sitting out right now. Strickland gets his rematch. The Hamzat and Robert Whittaker stuff, the winner of that, I know they promised the Hamzat. I think that's out the window after he keeps falling out. Even if Hamzat wins, the UFC is like, we just can't, dude. You're too unreliable. We can't. So that's on the back burner. No matter what Dana says, that's on the back burner. This is how Izzy's career is going to go. Timestamp this, Chin, because we're going to post this in 2 years. This is how it's going to go. Mark my words. He's going to beat Dricus. He's going to outclass him on Saturday. He's going to beat the shit out of him. He's going to outclass this dude. It's going to be the old vintage Izzy. By old, I mean a year ago. He's going to beat the shit out of him because he's had rest. He's no longer the hunted. He's the hunter. He's going to beat Dricus. Then he's going to fight Sean Strickland, and he's going to be 100% focused. He's going to beat Sean Strickland. Then he's going to take a break. And then you're going to get Alex versus Izzy at 205. It's his last fight ever. And his wins over Dricus and Sean Strickland, and I think there's an argument now, makes him the greatest middleweight of all time. That's how his story ends. And then he goes over to Hollywood or does whatever the hell he wants to do, still does YouTube, drives the McLaren, does his crazy shit, does what Izzy does. And he's the greatest middleweight of all time and considered one of the pound for pound greatest of all time. That's how this story ends. And then the division keeps moving. Dricus becomes champ again down the road, or Sean Strickland does, Robert Whittaker, Hamzat, I don't know. There's too many variables going on there. I love watching when he does fight, but there's too many variables. I don't know what to do with him yet. But Izzy, that's how it goes. Dricus, Strickland, Alex at 205. I don't know what happens there. We'll talk about it when we get there. And that you get 3 more performances from Izzy. Big boy fights. Name one of those fights I mentioned that's not must-see TV. Izzy DDP, take my money. They hate each other. He called him the N-word. Take my money. Izzy Strickland rematch? What? The build up to that? And they do it in America? Come on. It's a great fight. He wins that one? Oh my Lord. And then Alex still doing his thing at 205. Maybe Alex goes up to heavyweight, loses, comes back down. It doesn't matter. That fight's always there. That's how Izzy's story ends. And that's a great ending. That's a great ending. It's no shade on Dricus. It's no shade on anybody else in the division. But y'all must have forgot how fucking good he is. We all do this. Everybody does this. And then when they retire, then you hear, oh, Anderson was the best. Oh, my God. He was the best. This and this. Oh, my God. I'm with you. Trained with the guy. Was that his fight where he fucking put his feet in Vitor Belfort's mouth? One of the best to ever do it. Definitely, there's argument he might be the best. But if Izzy can pull this off and be the only guy to lose the belt and then come back and win the belt again for the 3rd time, come on. And who did Anderson fight that had world-class striking similar to Alex and knock him out? I'll wait. Who did he knock out? The answer is nobody. You can tell me Vitor Belfort, amazing striker. Better striker than Alex on paper? Credentials? World champion glory kickboxer? Probably the biggest credential you can get. Who else you got?
I can't remember any like world-class striker.
Machida?
Awkward striker, karate style.
I'm just saying world class. Mm-hmm. Like has the background as world class.
No, I don't see anyone.
Go through it. Go through it. Go ahead. Do it. If you're listening right now and you're pulling your hair out, go through it. I'll wait. Go ahead. I'll do it for you right now. Stop right there, Chin. Mm-hmm. Jorge Rivera, not world class striking. Stout, nope. Okami, great fighter. World class striking, nah, not Glory. Not Glory world champion. Chris Liebet, great chin, right? Yeah, he lit him up. That's when the casuals got familiar with him. Rich Franklin, dude, math teacher. Come on. The American Fighter shirts, I loved them. Travis Luter,
submission guy.
Nate Marquardt, one of my boys.
Pretty well-rounded, right?
Well-rounded, pancreas world champion. World-class striking? Nope. They beat Rich Franklin again. Dan Hendo, oh my God, amazing, right?
Strong puncher.
Wrestler. James Irvin, okay. Patrick Cote, tell these ladies. Forrest Griffin, and when I get to world class, let me know. Damian Maia, how good was his striking? Chael Sonnen, did you see him fight Anderson Silva over in Brazil? Vitor Belfort is your best argument. Then it's Okami again, Chael Sonnen again, Bonner, rest in peace. They lost to Chris Weidman, his leg fell off. Nick Diaz, it is what it is.
Yeah, I forgot he fought Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, that's the fill-in for UFC 200.
Yeah. Yeah, no actual world-class strikers. Yeah.
0. But again, we have this idea in our head how good these guys were when they were doing it. And for MMA, yeah, he fought some elite strikers. I'm talking about bona fide world class. Only one of the two has a win over, and not only a win, but a knockout with striking. Not submission, not wrestling, a straight up knockout. His name's Izzy. Now I won't even play the game that Izzy beat Anderson. That's not fun. Anderson's a shell of himself at that point. I do think Dricus will use some wrestling, but again, is it world-class wrestling? He does everything pretty fucking well. That's why he became world champion. He beat Robert Whittaker. Pretty wild. You look at strength of schedule. Look at the resumes. Let's go over Dricus's strength of schedule. Brad Tavares, always tough. He beat him in decision. Darren Till, right? He submitted him with a face crank. Derek Brunson, always a tough customer. Then Robert Whittaker, world class. Sean Strickland, world class. I thought he lost. You go to Izzy's resume? Oof. You don't want to compare. You do not want to compare. He beat Vittori in a decision. So he's beat one. Oh, no. Izzy beat Vittori in a decision. Go back to Dricus. He's beat 1, 2. Where they got Derek Brunson was ranked what at the time?
I don't know.
So he has 2 wins over top 5 guys. One of those is argument that he lost against Sean Strickland. I thought Sean Strickland won. Okay. Just saying. I think we get vintage Izzy. I think he lights him up like a fucking South African Christmas tree. Could be wrong. It's tough. It's tough to know where he's at mentally. But the record would show Izzy coming off a loss is fucking a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. And he had
looks like he's put in the work.
Decent break, which also helps, I'm sure.
Break's massive.
Yeah.
I would even like a longer break for him. You don't need to do the Jangalang break where it's 3 years, 2 years. That's not good. You got to be somewhat active. But 8 to 12 months, not bad. Looks like he's ready to go, dialed in. Good luck to any middleweight out there. Good fucking luck, man. The guy lapped the division. They signed a guy who didn't even have MMA. They were like, hey, man, you want to fight in MMA? Alex like, I guess. And they catapult him to the front because there was no contenders. 0. Because not only did he beat him twice. The division was boring. I don't want to see him fight Marvin Vettori or Cannonier again or Robert Whittaker. We've seen it multiple times. He beats him. Nobody's beaten him. That's how good he is. Paul Costa's pretty good, right? Knocked him out and then humped him. He's never been the same. Mark my words. You're getting Izzy beats Dricus. Izzy beats Strickland. Takes a break. And then his last fight ever is 205 against Alex. Caveat there is, where is Alex at that time? Because he's not champ, it's tough. You know? He's not champ at 205. Anything can happen there. He goes up to heavyweight. And it also depends how active Izzy wants to be. Take your time, dog. Don't rush into the Strickland fight, even though Strickland's on the shelf right now on the bench chilling. Let's take a little break, because for most of us that like collecting cards, when I was a kid, I was super into it. I loved it. But the idea of spending $2,000 or more, what? Like on a Patrick Mahomes rookie or Ohtani card, just isn't in the cards. No pun intended there. I love collecting, but that's some serious cash, some serious lettuce, as the kids say. But thanks to slab packs from arenaclub.com, now it's possible to score gem mints for a fraction of the retail price. Every card that I listed was a hit from the last week's Arena Club slab pack drop. Arena Club is the only repack that provides real value, a complete view of all possible cards, and a clear hit rate for each single one. My favorite part is the app. Easy to navigate. It's clean. It's not confusing. I can search for my cards. I can post my cards. It's super easy. Arena Club slap packs are revolutionizing the repack game with transparency. After your pulls are revealed, they'll immediately be placed in your showroom for safekeeping, selling, trading, or auction. The Arena Club grading process is accurate, fast, transparent. We got you. So whether you're buying, selling, trading, or displaying, Arena Club is the card collecting platform you have to check out. You guys are going to love the app. Super easy, clean. You're going to find what you want very easily, all right? Right now, you can get 10% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/Schaub, SCHAUB. That's arenaclub.com/Schaub for 10% off your first purchase. Card on. Listen, when I decided to start an automotive brand called Drive Fast All Gas, I knew we were going to sell a lot of merch. I knew it. I said, we got to be ready to go. We need a shop that's going to support this influx of orders. What are we going to do? And then somebody's like, what about Shopify? I went, dude, you're so right. So that's what Drive Fast All Gas is powered by. We're talking about Shopify because it's so easy. That's why we use Shopify. All the background stuff, all the bookkeeping, it's so easy to keep up with, all right? Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. To the, did we just launch a car brand? To the, oh my God, first real life store stage, we'll see. To the, did we just hit 1 million order stage? We'll see, okay? Shopify is there to help you grow. DriveFastAllGas.com. Whether you're auction, autograph apparel, selling cool merch to win a truck, whatever it is, Shopify got you, man. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to the other leading commerce platforms. So sell more with less freaking effort. Thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. All right? Because businesses that grow with Shopify, just like DriveFastAllGas.com. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at Shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase. That's SCHAUB, all lowercase. Go to Shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/Schaub, all lowercase. Cha-ching. DriveFastAllGas.com. Cha-ching. What do you guys think of that take?
Love it. Love to see it.
Thank you.
Yeah. The only, like you said, the only caveat is if Alex goes to heavyweight, because I think that's just too big for Izzy.
Yeah. Izzy's never going to heavyweight. Yeah. 205 is his limit. He's too thin.
I feel like Izzy would still take it even if Alex wasn't holding the belt at that time.
At middleweight?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, at light heavy?
Light heavy, yeah.
Yeah, because Alex is never going to 85 again.
Right. But I mean...
But that's how much he wants that fight.
Because he said in this fight, he said beating DDP is more important than the title. So to me, he seems more motivated by this guy. That's my focus.
Has to be personal.
Yeah.
This is personal.
And when it is, he shows up.
Every time. In a major way. And he's a world-class striker. I'll take that guy. It's not that I don't like DDP. I'm a huge fan. I think he's such a savage. I think when Izzy's done, he'll be able to do his thing. But for now, I got Izzy. Just it's timing, it's the story, it's the narrative. Mm-hmm. You're dealing with world-class talent. You're dealing with once-in-generation talent. Dricus' biggest thing, power, unorthodox, hard to predict. I'm going to bet on the guy with world-class striking, really good defense, and who's motivated.
His mental fortitude is insane. Like I was so shocked when he beat Alex. I was so freaking
And the way he did
surprised. Yeah. So inspirational. Yep. I will never bet against Izzy.
No, never.
Yeah.
And also remember, Izzy against Alex, there's only one way they can win, is by striking. They both agree. No one's shooting any shots. There's no grappling. Oh, if I get wobbled, I'm going to shoot it. That's not their thing. The level of difficulty when you're fighting at a world-class level and the guy knows you're not going to fucking shoot, you're only going to strike, and you continue to knock him out, that level of difficulty, I can't emphasize enough how fucking difficult that is. For Dricus, if shit hits the fan, insert any other opponent, he can shoot. He has the ability to shoot and grapple. Izzy and Alex don't have that option. It's just not what they do. Izzy is dominant. You know exactly what he's going to do, exactly what he brings to the table. You know you're not going to have to worry about takedowns. Same thing with Alex. Same thing with Strickland. It's not what they do. For them, those three to become world champions at middleweight, it's fucking nuts. In this day and age of MMA that's fucking dominated by wrestlers. The wrestler dictates where the fight goes. And they're still getting wins and becoming world champions. Getting to the UFC is already hard enough. Getting there and your opponent knows he doesn't have to worry about takedowns and you still beat him is fucking bananas. Is wild. Imagine any other sport. Imagine football. If the Denver Broncos went, we're not going to pass, we're only going to run. They're winning 0 games. In the NBA, if they went, we're not going to shoot inside the paint, we're only going to shoot threes, they're winning 0 games. At this level, this world-class level, these dudes go, we don't wrestle, we don't grapple. Can we? Sure. It's not our thing. We're going to beat you by knocking you out. You know exactly what we're going to do and try and stop it. Why is that? Because they're world class. There's not enough hours in the day for their opponents to make up the ground. They can't do it. They can't. It's impossible. They have that much of a significant advantage because since they were kids, they were striking, and you weren't. You're playing fucking rugby or football or baseball. They were striking. They see things you don't. There's nothing you can do. They tell you what they're going to do, and they beat you. That's fucking bananas.
But correct me if I'm wrong. I think Izzy did take him down a couple times. Him and Alex, the first fight.
Sure.
So, yeah, but it wasn't. Obviously, it was just real quick. But
sure, yeah, but it's not. But it's not like it's their
forte. Yeah,
it's just not in their wheelhouse. He's not going to inflict any damage. It's not this like GSP where you don't know where he's going to jab or shoot. We know exactly what he's going to do. If you take him down, you should be pretty embarrassed. It's fucking wild, man. Wild. So yeah, to say the least, I have Izzy. It's hard to bet against him. Steve Erceg. Gamrot's a nightmare of a matchup for Hooker, but I'm rooting for Hooker. Taito Avasa, I did a shoey with him. I've swallowed his spit.
Loogie.
I swallowed his saliva. That is my very thick brother from down under. Lee Jangling, I hope he wins. Tough one. Tafa, Walker, flip a coin. Your boy Tom Nolan is the biggest favorite I've seen since Canelo. What else you got, Chen? Any other fucking brain busters?
let's see here. I wanted to talk about this since so this is MMA related basically because Joe Rogan.
Today on Fire and the Kid we have Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah,
Bilal Muhammad's on there.
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning, yeah. Regular Fire and the Kid schedule. Callan's out of town this week, so we shot last week.
Okay, so Joe Rogan had talked about RFK, but not necessarily endorsing him, but saying like, he's a politician that doesn't do what normal politicians do, which is, gaslight
And lie.
manipulate, promote narratives. And then since then, Donald Trump, I'll show you here, on his Truth Social thing.
Yeah, he's just off on this.
So if you want to read it.
So Donald J. Trump put, it will be interesting to see how loudly Joe Rogan gets booed the next time he enters the UFC ring, MAGA 2024.
And then people came at Joe like crazy.
The hardcore right did, right?
And by the way, Joe Rogan responded with this.
For the record, this is an endorsement. It's pretty damn close to endorsement as you can get.
He said admiration for how cool or how good RFK is.
Yeah, but I think for Joe, like, he likes RFK.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah. He also liked Bernie Sanders. People think Joe's this far right guy and he's more of a liberal. But the definition of a liberal, they moved the field goal post on that. So liberal's tough these days, and there's basically two teams. So what happened is the Red Sox and the Yankees are the only two teams playing baseball. And you ask me who I like, and I say the Toronto Blue Jays. Hey, man, they can't win. They're not even up for the World Series. Yeah, but I like the Blue Jays. I get it, but they can't win. So it's the safe play by Joe, but it's also one of the reasons Joe's so big is that's real, but it doesn't, I think, those people are upset because Joe gets labeled as this far right guy. And anyone who knows him, that couldn't be more off. So I think that upset some of these far right people. He also put, for the record, this is an endorsement. This is me saying that I like RFK Jr. as a person. I really appreciate the way he discusses things with civility and intelligence. I think we could use more of this in this world. I think so. I agree with him. I also think Trump raising his fist, saying fight after getting shot is one of the most American fucking things of all time. I'm not the guy to get political information from. If you want that from a comic, go to Comic Dave Smith. Agree, the best of the best. He actually knows what he's talking about. I think Joe Rogan gets booed at UFC. No, it's a home game, Bob. It's a home game. You're gonna learn the hard way. If there's one guy more famous than Joe, it'd be Trump. But no, Joe's not getting booed. There might be a few boo birds, but no, Joe's beloved. And you also got to take into account that a lot of those people at a UFC fight aren't exactly in tune with the political climate right now. I'm not saying they're like, oh, I don't. That's like I'm too stupid. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying they don't care. So I think Trump's overplaying his hand there. A home game for Rogan? UFC get booed? Come on, dude. Think they're gonna boo Dana too? Come on, it's not happening. There might be some. I think they both get applauses.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
I think they both get applauses.
Walk in there right now, yeah. And this is what Joe posted.
And I don't think it's going to take anything away from. It's tough, right? Because a vote, Joe Rogan's so powerful. That's why they're upset. And so, a vote for anyone not Trump is a vote for Kamala Harris. That's why everyone's upset. That's what's going on.
But if he was going to vote at all, he would be.
Again, he's picking the Blue Jays. The Yankees and Red Sox are playing. You're picking the goddamn Baltimore Orioles. They're not in the competition. They didn't get invited to the party. There's only two teams that can play. That's our system. It sucks. But that's what it is. We can't control that. It's like this weekend you asked me who's going to win, Izzy or DDP, and I go, I like Hamza. You're like, what? That's not the question, dude. But again, he wasn't asked, do you like Trump or Kamala, right? But yeah, the super far right, they're wild. The super far left, fucking wild. Wild.
Yeah. Anyhow, after this, Joe Rogan was at the Kill Tony thing in Madison Square Garden, which was huge. And Shane Gillis and him posed. And Shane Gillis does, a great Trump impression.
The best.
So Rogan posted this saying, like, ran
Ran to
into
Trump. Everything's cool. And Rogan looking jacked.
He's always jacked, man.
Yeah, in that white hoodie, I text him about it. That boy looks jacked out of his goddamn skin. We walked on stage. I'm like, good God, dude. Take it down a notch. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for Trump thinks Rogan gets booed. You don't know the climate, bud. You don't know how deep the roots of Joe Rogan in the UFC.
Yeah,
UFC would not be where it's at without Joe Rogan. They'd
Agreed.
be exactly where they're at without Donald Trump.
Okay, so this is Ben Askren. I guess Ben Askren and Danny Cormier sometimes do like a podcast together, and he was
Yeah, I
saying
think
that
they do it once a week.
Yeah. So he was saying something about, because as of late, like Dana White has been like on Jon Jones like crazy, saying he's the best, and anyone that thinks he's not the best pound for
Gets
pound,
mad.
he's so Askren's basically saying that
I almost feel like John. So this is Ben, not me, saying this. I almost feel like maybe John's got some dirt on Dana or something, because Dana generally would not put up with this type of behavior. He would say, and this is what the UFC is founded on, where boxing is. We want the best guys to fight. We want to see who the actual best guy is. We don't want to waste time with shenanigans. We don't want to pad the records, go 40-0. We don't want to do that. That's what boxing does. In the UFC, we put the best guys in there and see who wins. So the fact that Jon is being, I don't want to say, I don't know if it's allowed is the right term, but Dana's playing along and letting him and Stipe fight. Stipe is going to be close to 4 years since his last fight, and not to mention last fight he got knocked out. And by the time they ever fight, you have this young interim champ. He's the best, just smashes people. And the fact that you won't put them together, and then there's this good chance that Jon beats Stipe and he says, I'm done, I'm gone, and then you're never going to see Jones versus Aspinall. I don't know if it's I don't know if I'm willing to go on the extreme that Ben is, saying Jon has this dirt on him. I think Dana looks at the analytics. I think it's a business thing, and he's like, people know Stipe. People know Jon. I promised them this fight. I don't want to put this young lion in there with those two. We're going to do this fight, and then after that's out of the way, then it's Tom's turn. I think Dana knows Tom would beat both of them, and that's why you're not getting it. Because if you do Tom versus Jon or Stipe, it ruins what Stipe do. They've made promises to him. He's one of the greatest of all time. They kind of owe it to him. I think this is more of, I don't like it either. I think Tom should be fighting Jon. That's the fight. But I think it's a double-edged sword, because I think Dana's kind of honoring the legacy of Stipe and Jon, going two older guys, a lot of time off, big fight. You're both older. Let's do this, and it's going to sell well.
And Jon likely wins and then fights if he wants to fight again.
We'll see. That's where it's going to get dicey. That's where it gets interesting. See how Jon reacts to this.
So I'll show you something about that. But real quick, this happened, I guess, sometime last week, where Dana White was at a Topps trading cards event, and this is another thing that shows that Dana White is like super on top of
it. All right, let me see this.
So, you'll see like a Jon Jones card pop up, and look how Dana reacts.
Jan Blachowicz refractor. Ooh, Jon Jones. That's badass. That's a shot. Badass. Look at that card. That's a very special card. It's like the king. That's nasty. Greatest fighter in the world. He's got a Jon Jones card that looks like a king. Are you kidding me right now? Jan Blachowicz.
Yeah,
He's like super excited.
He's like, oh my God. Oh, look, it's the king. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude, take it down a notch. Yeah, I mean,
funny.
John's the GOAT, man.
Yeah. So this
Fun
one,
fact, Jon wasn't playing when he thought that was his wife.
don't know what that's referencing exactly, but then Jon Jones apparently.
Fun fact, after this year, Jon will never have to work again, retired at age 37, winning.
And I tried to look up this guy's I couldn't find it anywhere. So, but a lot of mixed martial arts media has posted the same thing. So
that means
I guess it's real.
Tom Aspinall fight. Clearly, we're not getting the Francis fight.
If Jon Jones is serious about this, and if this is actually real,
that's the other thing. Dana might have promised him, which he's promised guys stuff before, but he might have promised Jon and Stipe, like, all right, last fight for both of you. We'll do this one time, then it's it. And Jon's like, yeah, I'm out. And they know Tom's just chomping at the bit. We know he can beat him, but he's just like, Tom's time's going to come. It's weird when he goes, Tom doesn't deserve anything. It's like, God, you lose me on that, man. I like Jon Jones as much as the next guy. I think he's the greatest of all time, no question. But lately, right now, best heavyweight on the planet? Come on. Everyone knows the truth. We know what's going on here. I think it makes it worse that Dana's doing this. Have we ever seen him do this before? It makes it worse.
Yeah, I don't know.
It makes it way, you're just like, take it down a notch.
Yeah, a little bit. Just
it would almost help if Dan came out and goes, listen, I get the response, the announcement of Stipe, John, especially it getting delayed and Tom's doing his thing. These are two of the greatest ever do it. John's the GOAT. Stipe might be the greatest, for sure, American heavyweight of all time. I promised both you guys they would fight, and then we'd figure it out. That's what this is. Any other questions? Nope. But to keep going on this weird, like...
John is
John is the best. No, I know. We don't know if that's true at heavyweight, man. We've seen one fight, and then he tore his pec, and then we see Tom beating up all these rising contenders and like starching them, man. It's such a weird look. It's also not what the UFC does. To Ben Askren's point, it's not typically not what that's why the UFC steamrolls through boxing.
Best versus the best.
We always get the best. The fights you want to see, you get. Matter of fact, you get in a few months. It's not like years typically. It's just, it's weird. I don't think John has any dirt on him. I don't think it's any of that. I think he's just like, I promise these two dinosaurs that they can fight each other. Tom's time will come. Say he doesn't deserve anything. I'm like, it's just not the way to go about it.
All right, so more news from Muhammad Mukayev. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay, so he posted.
He's going south for the guy.
He posted on his X Twitter. He's thanking all these organizations for reaching out to him, including PFL, right? So there's Brave, CF, Ryzen, PFL, Karate Combat, ACA.
No one championship?
Oh, actually, yeah. I don't know. He didn't write it down.
Okay.
But anyway, he goes, appreciate you for believing in me. I'm going to sit down with my team and pick the best option. Not money-wise, but whatever could lead me back to the UFC ASAP, right? That alone is probably like a slap in the face to the other organizations, right?
No, we're going to invest in you and build you up, not to leave.
Yeah. And then Mike Hogan, who was the matchmaker at Bellator, he might still be. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's the man.
He's been hired by PFL, I think, in 2023. And he said straight up, like, this guy's lying. Well, here it is.
This story is a lie. No one from the PFL or Bellator spoke to the dude or showed even an ounce of interest. Yeesh.
So it's getting kind of like a little cringy.
Proud of every record sold.
Every record unit.
Proud of every unit sold. That's tough, man. That kid's in a
that
tough
sucks
spot.
because he won and he's undefeated, but
he's 125 pounds.
And plus he's a problem too,
can't
right?
make money off of him. That's tough.
Alrighty. This I thought was an interesting matchup. So Anthony
That's
Smith.
a fun one.
Anthony Smith versus Dominic Reyes for UFC
take my
310.
money. I'll take that.
Alrighty. Next matchup, we kind of mentioned this already, but Jared Cannonier versus Kyle Bravo.
Very
That's
tough
Vegas.
fight for Baralo. Very tough fight. We'll see if he's the real deal.
Yeah, that's like jumping up big time.
Big time.
This I thought was also interesting. TJ Dillashaw, apparently, according to his Instagram post, he's now 184 pounds and he looks jacked as hell.
Got on that good transcend, baby.
There's music in the background, so I won't play, but you can see him here working out.
You just bought that K5 Blazer. I'm about to help him
Build it up.
Resto mod it, yeah.
Nice.
We connect my boys at SOS.
But if he's 184, that's like close to my weight, and I'm 6'2". That's insane if that's true.
He's a lot of muscle, Chin.
I know.
I'm
Not just a lot, a freaking
he's a ball of
crap
muscle.
ton of muscle, yeah.
This is what guys should be doing, though. Peptides, eating clean, TRT. No issue with it. Well, I've never felt better. I use Transcend. I use all sorts of stuff.
I need to get your advice on that too later. But yeah,
I got you, Chin.
thanks, man.
I'm not 184, but I got you.
So we've discussed this on Fighter and the Kid, but the boxer Imane Khalif, She won the gold at the Paris Olympics. And then, I think you guys all had a certain take, but then kind of changed it once you found out. Because everyone thought that she was transgender at first. And then it's just like a chromosomal thing, right? Where something happened at birth.
She has the XY chromosome.
Yeah, so a male chromosome.
She's a male, yeah.
But this is Izzy speaking on it. I guess he also was giving.
From now on, I will leave women's fights to women. I tried speaking about it. Apparently, I got it wrong. A lot of people got it wrong. There was misinformation. I spoke about it because I don't like to get triggered. But when something triggers me, I'm a fighter. And I saw what? I saw the news with articles speaking on it. Why they letting trans person in? Then find out later, okay, she wasn't actually trans. So to the lady, my bad. I got it wrong. But for me, still is that all this gray area, even now, they let some pedo guy compete. Wait, so what? He served his time, but cool, you're still going to let him compete in the Olympics and goes against the guidelines, the Olympic rules. Anyway, to say to the lady, the boxer, I'm sorry, I didn't understand what was going on. Good for him. I think it's just, this is one of those complicated situations, the gray area, and the issue why I don't think he needs to apologize for being triggered, because it's okay to be triggered because we have seen a good amount of examples, especially here in America, where they're letting men beat up women in sports. So when you see this, you see that you just assume it's one of those. I did. But to all those apologizing, again, and it's not this lady's fault, but the climate that we're in is you're assuming the worst, right? And there's a lot of examples in sports where these men can compete as men, and then all of a sudden they transition. Now they're the number one swimmer in the world, or this great fighter. Insert whatever sport they're playing. So in America, it's a big problem. So I think that's all it is. But it's okay to be triggered, Izzy, because the reason you're triggered, the misinformation is that she transitioned. That's the misinformation is not that she's a man. She has an XY chromosome, which would give her a significant advantage in competing against other women.
Yep.
So it's a gray area. But for those that, if you're going to be mean to this person that had no choice, they were just born that way, that's not fair. You should be mad at the Olympics or the people that allowed her to fight having that advantage, that XY chromosome. That's the issue at hand. I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her. So she's gonna sue, I think, X. She's gonna sue X for the misinformation.
Oh.
Good luck with that, because again, the misinformation is she was trans, born a man, transitioned to a woman to compete in boxing.
But she's still a man, is what you're saying, right?
XY chromosome. Yeah. So it's gonna be tough legally to argue that. The lawyers are gonna eat that alive. She's in for a rude awakening. It's a gray area. Izzy's a good dude, though. He was probably saw some of the stuff and got some backlash and was like, oh, man, this isn't good. It also makes it way worse when it's combat sports. When you see that swimmer, that fucking fraud swimmer, beating the shit out of girls in collegiate swimming and taking a place, as All-American, it's swimming. Nobody's getting hurt, but it sucks to see, like, oh, my God, that was your child. They got beat out. Last year, she was an Olympian. This year, she lost her. I'm sorry, not Olympian, but All-American. And then she loses her All-American spot because some dude who was ranked 200th or 400th in the male swimming decided to transition and rock his dick out around the locker room and become the number one female swimmer. That's an issue, man. That's an issue.
Leah Thomas, right?
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about? Okay. All right. And I kind of looked into this whole, like, Izzy referenced this, PEDO guy, whatever. And I looked it up, and dude, this guy was like locked up in prison for like 13 months. He R'd a 12-year-old girl, and he competed in the Olympics.
For America?
No, it's I think Dutch.
Yeah.
Insane, right? Like, even though he served his time, that is just wild, right?
That's the world, bud. It'll get worse too.
All right, off of the Olympics.
If Kamal Harris wins, it's going to get a lot worse with that shit. Don't get me started.
Not. All right,
Don't get me started, Jen. Let's take a little break, friends, because I'm into old cars. And one thing about an older car, it has a ton of problems. ton of problems, and you need a local store that's going to have all the parts you need, but also the employees to help you out. That's why my friends at O'Reilly Auto Parts, they got you covered, man. O'Reilly Auto Parts offers friendly, helpful service and parts knowledge you'll need for all your maintenance and repairs. Whatever you got, 20-year-old truck, truck from the 1970s, they got you covered, man. They've got thousands of parts and accessories in stock, either in store or ask them what's up in the back there. And if not, they have it online, so they'll send it right to you, right to the store you pick up the next day. It's that easy. So whether you're a car expert or a rookie, you'll find the employees at O'Reilly Auto Parts are super helpful, knowledgeable, best of all, friendly. All right, so the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts are your one-stop shop for all things auto do-it-yourself. You can find what you need in store or online. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts today. Visit them at O'ReillyAuto.com/shop. That's O'ReillyAuto.com/shop. This episode of the Schaub Show, UFC 305 breakdown, where I'm completely biased with Izzy, is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Ooh! All right. Insurance can be a lot, man. Makes you want to yell out like I just did, but not with Progressive, because they have the Name Your Price tool. Put you in charge of your auto insurance by working just the way it sounds. Name your freaking price. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, then they'll show you a variety of coverages that fit within your budget, giving you options. All right? Get a quote today at Progressive.com to try the Name Your Price tool for yourself and join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Progressive. You're welcome.
Jake Paul was on like a better podcast and said that he's entering the 2028 Olympics. And before, here's the thing though, before when he would say stuff like that, I'd be like, oh my God, whatever. But now I'm like,
no, anything he says, you better take serious.
Yeah, for sure. So I'll just play the clip real quick.
I'm going to enter the 2028 Olympics for boxing in Los Angeles. I'm sick and tired of waiting for another gold for Team USA. So not retiring. Like I definitely probably just added a couple more years onto my boxing career because of that.
I had no idea you were even considering 2028 Olympics.
Yeah, I'm just dropping.
Oh yeah, do you know him really well? I didn't even know you liked Red Prime.
It's entertainment, man.
It's because you don't know him, right? Olympic boxing, different level. Amateurs, different game. Can he do it? Yeah, he's a little old. A little older to start. Heavy lies the crown, though. But good for, dude, do your fucking thing, young lion. Do your thing, young king. Fucking go, bud. Win us the gold. What if he does it?
I'm not going to doubt him.
What if he won the gold?
That one's kind of...
How could you even be mad at it? Like, even if you hate Jake Paul, if you won America gold, come on.
Yeah.
What are you, communist? What are we doing? If you won the gold for America, that's pretty badass. Super tough. Super tough. Amateur boxing and the pro style that he's excelling in now is two different things. Very different. A lot of technique, a lot of point scoring. A lot of technique. Can't emphasize enough. A lot of fundamentals. And right now, because he's young, athletic, and he's fighting these older guys, he gets by with a lot of power. And, there's a lot of mistakes there. The Olympics, it doesn't work that way.
And PS
again, I would go back to my original thought. There's not enough hours in the day to make up for his technical flaws to compete with those amateurs on the circuit. There's just not. But maybe his athleticism and his power, he gets by a little bit. Amateur's gonna be tough. God, I hope he does it. I fucking hope he does it. That'd be sick. He wins a gold.
Yeah, but he has to qualify.
And you want to be legit in boxing? That would do it.
But also, Olympic testing for drugs is pretty stringent, right? So I don't know if he's on stuff, but I would imagine he potentially could be. So you have to get off that stuff. I'm not.
He's a smart dude. I wonder if he talked to his team before he said that. Yeah, because it's a long road. You got to qualify.
No drugs.
Pre-qualifiers, no drugs. It's tough.
Yep.
And again, the fundamentals at amateur. Usually amateurs have better fundamentals than the pros a lot of times. And then the lead of the league go professional and carry on and do their thing. But amateur...
they boxing when they were kids, like all the way to this point. And Jake just started doing it. So...
Again, I hope he does it. Rooting for a young king. Tough. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of gold medals, though, for the U.S., I think...
dominating.
Hold on. freestyle wrestling. I just saw an article about like this is the first time in 56 years that they didn't medal in gold.
Nobody's happier than Brian Callen.
That one. And then what was the other? Oh, I probably have it somewhere. But anyway, this is pretty crazy. Peyton Manning's going to be part of the press conference for Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
I can't believe that fight's still going on.
And they have Peyton Manning, who's a great personality, as
Love
you know.
him.
Yeah,
Absolutely adore Peyton Manning. I can't believe that thing's what? I can't believe that thing's still going down.
it's going for now.
Scheduled to collide professionally sanctioned boxing match later this year in Texas will be Hall of Famer quarterback Peyton Manning, who won the Super Bowl. Yeah, we know who he is. Oh, and Ryan Clark will host. Oh, Ryan's great.
Oh, he used to do the podcast with DC, right?
Yeah, Ryan Clark's my fave. He's fucking great. Interesting. Broncos got one Bo Nix, though, baby. Next Peyton Manning. Holler. You guys know who that is. That's fine.
I know
Oregon
Bo
quarterback,
Nickel,
played
but
the most college games, ready to go. 4 drives, 4 scoring. Okay.
Broncos' first game of the season, right? Chiefs?
I think so, yeah. We're talking preseason right now, Doug. And Bo Nix, hot quarterback.
It's right around the corner, though.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait. My girl hates football. I was watching preseason yesterday. She's like, oh my God, it's back. I'm like, Jesus, man. Can't wait till Tiger plays football. We'll see who's a fan. You be number 1 cheerleader, girl. You better learn the game. Been trying to teach you now 10 years. You better learn the game. What do you got, Jen?
this is probably the last one, or this is the last one for Olympics. But
This was brutal. Dude, think about you training your whole life to go to the Olympics and you get fucking suplexed like this.
yeah. So I'm not going to show the video because we had an issue with an Olympics.
Oh,
thing,
Olympics is tough.
but
You show anything, wrong. That's ours. Like, Jesus, man.
it's so lame. It's on their Instagram too. But anyway,
hate
this was a terrible, terrible suplex where she like it's almost like that Fedor Kevin Randleman one. You remember that where?
Oh, yeah.
almost like
Do I?
This person had to be stretchered off.
Hell yeah.
I keep looking up. Not hell yeah, dude. I keep looking up for 8 updates, and I still can't see what happened to her afterwards.
She
Because
died.
hopefully she doesn't.
She
have-
died, Jen.
I hope she's not that.
What country is she from? Romania?
Yeah.
I don't know if they shoot them like horses in the back, but she definitely got a stone cold hand to the face for getting suplex like that. In Romania, dog? You get suplex on a national stage like that?
Yeah.
Play that for me, though.
All right.
Make
so we just
my
gotta show it.
fucking morning, Chin.
I'll turn the audio off.
Why don't you commentate?
Right now, over under, she takes her back, and then
That's so devastating. I hope it's not broken, man. She's like, look at that.
Tim the rules.
Oof.
USA. USA. Pretty girl, too.
Mm-hmm.
USA. USA. What's up now, Callan? What's up, bitch?
At least she has her legs moving, her arms moving. She just
Yeah, it
looks
doesn't
she's
look like they're
pain.
moving voluntarily.
No.
Damn
One of
it,
those
Case.
short circuit kind of things.
Yeah, I hope she's doing well, man. That sucks.
Got to work on that suplex defense. Bet you won't do that again in 4 years.
So Ilya Topuria.
Hopefully she comes back stronger.
Yes, that would be the hope. Yes, sir.
USA.
So Ilya Topuria has an older brother, and he's now signed with the UFC.
Tough. When your
Bantamweight.
little- Tough when your little brother's just doing work.
Yeah, and he's bantamweight, so smaller.
Well, he looks similar.
Yeah, they definitely look similar.
What's his record?
Let's see. Is that him?
Oh.
No.
Jesus Christ. I'm like, oh.
Let's see. 5-1.
Okay, a little early to be in the UFC.
But since his brother is the champ, so maybe that's some way to get in. This I thought was freaking insane. So Charles Crazy Horse Bennett, also a felony Bennett. Apparently he was on a 21 fight losing streak and finally won his last.
I commentated his fight in Game Break.
Game Break, yeah. So he lost that one too.
Yeah.
But I've looked at different records. This article on MMA Mania says it was a 21 fight losing streak, but I've seen other, like Sherdog and Tapology. It's like 16 or something like that. But either way, that's
good.
a huge
Yeah.
losing streak, and he finally won by submission.
Good for him, man.
Yeah.
He's a fun character.
Definitely a fun character.
Yeah, he's a wild boy.
Yeah.
You got this guy's back?
Yep.
Good for him.
Finally.
Yeah, must have felt good to get a win.
All right, I think this is going to be the last one. So, Paddy Pimblett, as you know, he fluctuates with weight.
I told you guys he's gonna start taking things serious now. And
Dude.
I saw this on Twitter or X.
So
Back
2
up
weeks,
to 200.
2 weeks after the fight against King Bobby Green, he gained over 40 pounds. 2 weeks, man. That's a lot. That's him right after the fight, where Michael Chandler sent a message.
I don't think we've ever seen a fight. It looks night and day. When they're fighting, you're like, well, that's one of the best bodies in the UFC. Out, you're like, that guy looks like shit.
Dude,
oh my God.
goodness.
it is insane.
And it just goes to his face.
He said that's where then, yeah.
40 pounds in the face. He must be having a hell of a time, though. Good for him. Oh my God.
No.
He
It's
goes.
so shocking how he can lose and gain that.
He goes from
That's after the last
That's
fight.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. He goes from supermodel to plus size model in 2 weeks, and not like the cool, thick plus size model, like the probably shouldn't be a model.
He even said like they're gonna call me fat bastard, the character from $1,000, because the
It's kind of his story. It's fun, The reason I don't like it is it's
health wise.
because he's not that young. He recently new for the UFC fans, but he's 30 something. I think he's 30 what?
34.
To fluctuate in that dramatic of weight as you keep going up, especially he's right there, dude.
Oh shit, he's 29.
So he's almost 30. So it's not like this young kid doing this, 29's not that young to fluctuate in weight like that. When you get to the top of the spear, it's gonna be tough, dude, to make that weight change.
I wonder how much different he feels. Like he must feel so much faster, and like you feel strong when you're like heavier, but he must feel so much. Like I feel like it would throw off my timing almost. But like you're two different guys.
I know. Night and day. I mean, if he's going to continue to do this, I would assume he has to make the jump to welterweight.
At some point, but he's always making weight.
Yeah, right now he's never missed weight.
Yeah.
So who are we to say? But 29, maybe another 2 years doing this bullshit. As long as he's happy, though. One of my faves.
That's true too. If he's like satisfied and happy when he's eating and doing all that stuff, and it just brings him joy, and he's able to still lose weight.
He also has two twins. I'm sure his girls eating the kids. You're just kind of like, all right, let's celebrate. but hopefully he gets in gear. Like, all right, you had your fun for 2 weeks. Let's get back on the horse here. Don't eat the horse.
He does though. He even trains when he's like super big.
Yeah, one of my faves. If he can get away with it, great. But it's gonna be tough at that top level.
Once
Start
he reaches
fighting the
that
top
point,
five, yeah.
We'll see.
Or someone gets hurt, and they, and that's why I asked him. I'm like, you remember when we interviewed him in San Diego? I'm like, dude, you're so big, you can't keep doing this. I'm like, what if they call you for a short notice fight? He started laughing. He's like, I would never take a short notice fight. Why would I do that? Yeah. I make more money outside the octagon. I get that, but you want to be somewhat in a decent range where just who knows, dude? Who knows? At 55, Islam's out with his hand. You get one more big win. You're right there. Islam starts training again. They announce a fight. Islam, Sarukian or Islam, Gamrot, something happens. Islam's hand gets hurt again. And everybody else is taken. They're like, what about Paddy? And you're 60 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
You don't have to take short notice fights, but it can't hurt to kind of be at least manageable.
Maybe 20. Maybe 50.
30 we can navigate, but 42 weeks after, and this thing keeps going north here,
Over 40, yeah.
Yeah. Good for him. As long as he's happy. Let's take a little break because when you're watching UFC 305 this weekend or you're hanging out with your boys, you're at a car show and you've had one too many little wobbly pops, and next thing you know, you're like, whoa, you've had too many, dude. That's right. That's why you need Safety Shot, the world's first alcoholic detoxifier that reduces blood alcohol in little as 30 minutes. Go ahead, have that extra drink because you down a freaking Safety Shot and you're better in about 30 minutes. You're ready to go. You have sharper mind, body, liver support, well-being boost, gut support, hydration. When you're drinking a lot, you need hydration. Drink Safety Shot, they got you covered, man. SafetyShot.com. That's DrinkSafetyShot.com. Use the promo code Brendan, you get 10% off. So whether you're at the Little League game, watching with the rest of the dads, critiquing 8-year-olds, deciding which one's going to go to the MLB, knowing damn well none of them are, have a drink, talk about it, and then sober up in less than 30 minutes. That's right. DrinkSafetyShot.com, promo code Brendan, 10% off. Ooh!
All right, actually, this is the last one. So this is Merab Dvalishvili. Do you remember his video where he tried to jump into a lake? He thought the lake was like a regular lake, but it was frozen, and then he just like messed up his face. He does crazy stuff, and I'll just play this video for you. This is another crazy thing. So I was climbing a rock where
hit that parkour, hit that parkour, hit that parkour.
And then check this out. This is insane.
Hell yeah. Climb that fucking tree like a little black bear. Look at him.
Fast.
He's like a little baby black bear. Fuck yeah. Just branches in the face.
Professional cameras all around him.
Does he jump from there?
Whoa. Dude, that's cool.
He's insane.
Cameraman's on.
Dude, that guy is insane.
That staff has been there all day in the sun. No. What do you want to get to eat after this? Right? Hold on. Ah! All right, where were you saying? Taco Bell? Fuck yeah, dude. Let's do it. Here he comes. He's coming down. Get this last shot and let's get the fuck out of here. That's how that ended. That wasn't that crazy, Chin.
Dude, okay,
that tree was as high as this light stand.
Could you climb it that fast?
100%.
Whatever, dude.
Probably faster. Because I'm bigger. Think about it. I feel like Casey could climb.
Casey, 100%.
Fuck out of a tree.
Yeah, dude. Casey, I can totally imagine doing that, yeah.
The tree wasn't that big, though.
Nah.
It's just how fast he climbed it.
I guess I expected more because he did jump into that lake that was frozen at his face. So after that, I thought he was going to climb to the top of that rock and be like, see ya. Jump off like Tom Cruise style. And then a chute opens. That would be badass. He climbed up, climbed down, climbed a small tree. All right. The boy's in shape, though.
Yeah.
Ah! You get that? That's cool. That's why we're out here, pal. 8 hours. 8 hours of this bullshit. Look at him. Ah! There it is. There's the money shot. That's how that goes. All day filming. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Case. There it is. Ah! There it is. Yeah. Hey, Merab, can you do it again for us? Ah! There it is. There it is. All right, we got it. Go ahead and climb down. That's how it goes. It hits the gram, and then Chin goes, this is crazy, man. This is wild, dude. He climbed on top of this rock, then climbed this small tree. Woo!
Hey, the rock had a cliff on it. But yeah, Taco Bell, by the way, I had it for the first time in I don't know how long. It was so fucking good.
What'd you have?
2 crunchy tacos. It's called a cheese burrito, but it has beef in it.
Oh, yeah. The steak? You're talking about the
Oh,
steak?
the grilled cheese burrito?
It's just, I think it's just called the
grilled
cheese.
stuffed?
No. It's it was called a cheese burrito.
You're out of your element here, Chen.
I know.
Yeah, go ahead. You sound like a casual right now. Keep going.
And then a taco supreme.
Not met the order.
And a bean burrito. Sorry, bean burrito as well.
Chin shit is bad.
I love bean burritos.
The bean burrito.
Yeah, cause with the onions in it, and beans, some red sauce.
When I was a young kid without money, that was my go-to.
I love it.
You use the hot sauce?
Of course, I do hot and mild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried it's called Diablo or something like that, but it's just too.
Diablo's trash.
Yeah.
Has like chunks of pepper in there, some shit. Get out of my face, that Diablo. I also don't like all the sayings on the fucking wrapper either. You know? Kind of. It's like it's like fortune cookies, but for Mexican Americans.
I get a chicken quesadilla and I go,
Woo! There it is. There it is. Can you do it again louder? Woo! Perfect. Did you get that?
So that's one. Casey's right. That's what I got. The grilled cheese.
yeah,
That's a grilled
no
stuff,
shit,
bro.
I'm right.
Yeah.
I said, no shit, I'm right. And I'm like,
And
These are
it has the
awesome.
cheese, crunchy cheese
so
on it.
good.
It's,
Why not?
Afterwards, you feel heavy, right?
I felt great.
My girl was feeling Cinnabon yesterday, so she ordered it. She goes, you know what? I don't want to ruin my day. She ate it, and she felt so terrible.
It's all sugar, man.
Oh, but is it tasty? Now, did I lick the icing when it came? Yeah, I did. I put my tongue in that icing like it was a booty hole. Woo! Yeah, Taco Bell don't miss, dog. The go-to is just the grilled chicken quesadilla.
I mean, there's so much good stuff there now.
I don't know if I'd say so much. It's all the same thing, right?
Yeah, they mix and match, but still.
Too many choices with burritos. I don't like that. Oh, that go up chin. I'll tell you what you should do today. That chicken enchilada one will knock your dick in the dirt. Woo! Get that fucking chicken enchilada. That thing's fucking fire.
$3.80. That's not bad.
I don't like the rice in it, but
I love the rice.
I always get without rice. My mouth is watering, dude. And the Nacho Bel Grande. I told you I almost died at Taco Bell as a kid, huh? I'd get churros and then just the nachos. Not the Nacho Bel Grande, none of that bullshit. I'm just talking about the regular nachos, the tortilla chips you dip in the nacho cheese. And I was starving when I was like 8. My dad would take us Taco Bell, and I scarfed it down, and one of those triangle-shaped tortilla chips got stuck in my airwave, and I couldn't breathe. I turned purple. My dad gave me the Heimlich at Taco Bell. Nobody gave a fuck back then. No cameras, nothing. We moved on with our day. My face turned purple. We went back the next week. Show Taco Bell what's up.
It's so good to have once in a while, man.
Yeah, you don't want to do
Not
that
all the time.
Yeah, you don't want to do that a lot.
They're putting Cheez-Its in there now. They got a collab with Cheez-It. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
The Cheez-It
There's one
cracker
thing-
in the burrito?
Yeah, and they made a big-ass Cheez-It, and it's in the center.
I don't know if I like that.
I haven't had it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done a Flaming Hot Cheeto thing.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
a giant Cheez-It.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
That looks insane.
That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right.
Cheez-Its are awesome, though. But you know, I don't believe this either, because you know the taco, the Doritos Locos, whatever. They're saying they use the Dorito chip, but they don't. They have like this seasoning, but it's a regular tortilla.
Well, it's a tortilla covered in the nacho Dorito
Yeah, just
cheese.
seasoning. But if they use actual Doritos, I know it would like shatter, but that would be freaking amazing.
That's
like
impossible,
actual
right?
Doritos. No, it's possible.
No, we're more likely to get to the moon again
Whatever.
than them do it in an actual Dorito taco shell. Because the Dorito shell is just so soft.
No, the Doritos are like crunchy, so they would shatter. Like as soon as you,
That's what I'm saying,
yeah,
they
it
crumble.
would break all the time.
That would be nice. I'm surprised them doing a Flaming Hot Cheeto thing in the burritos. That'd be fun.
Do they
They'd
probably
get
do that?
soggy, though.
Who cares? Let's try it.
I guess you could do it yourself.
Sure can.
You ever get a burger and put fries in the burger?
Hell yeah.
Lazy.
And chips.
You don't like that?
I like putting like Lay's potato chips. No other fucking. Well, I'll do it with Doritos. Make like a homemade deli sandwich, and I'll put the chips in the middle with the mustard.
You know
So
Rutgers
American.
University
Yes, I'm familiar.
in New Jersey, I believe.
New Jersey.
They would have food trucks, and you'd get like a giant hero, and it'd have like chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, and fries all in there. Dude, at like 2 a.m. when you're all banged up, you have one of those, you're right as rain.
That's what my asshole's doing after that. Ooh! Mozzarella sticks and a gyro. Fuck, and don't call it gyro, right?
That's what we call them on the East Coast.
Gyro or gyro? Hero.
A big sandwich, a hero.
A hero?
Oh, I think about the gyro thingy.
Nah.
It's a gyro, but they call it heroes.
No, it's a
It's like
big
a
sandwich.
hero's actually like a submarine type sandwich.
Yeah.
Like a Subway sandwich. Hero.
You don't call it a. What do we call it here?
Just sub sandwich.
A sub?
Yeah, a
we
sub.
call it a sub. You don't call it a sub? Sub's so cool. Sub.
Sub's
Let's go
cool.
get a sub.
Yeah.
That Jersey Mike's, though, we went in there the other day just to get Diet Cokes. That looked pretty fresh.
I may get Jersey Mike's tonight.
Dude, I'm fucking with you, dude. Lunch on me. Ooh! All right, UFC 305 Australia. Hopefully you guys are hungry now. UFC 305 goes down this freaking Saturday. I thought it was at noon Pacific time. I was dead wrong. Of course, the UFC forces these guys to fight at a different hour. So it's 7 p.m. here Pacific time. Shout out to them for pleasing the American fans. Dricus Du Plessis, Izzy. I already told you, I think Izzy lights him up like South African Christmas tree. Steve Ercik gets it done. Gamrot, Dan Hooker, that's a tough matchup stylistically for Dan Hooker, but I'm rooting for Dan Hooker. Taito Avasa, that's my guy. We'll never pick against him. Lee Jangalang, gone too long. Who knows? Rooting for him, though. Tafa, Walker, flip a coin. All right. All right, kids. I think that's it. The giveaway truck, Drive Fast, all gas, goes down August 31st. This thing ends. I'm so sick of promoting this fucking truck. We did too long of a giveaway. I think I can do it in 4 weeks, but all the experts beg to differ. But we'll see with the next giveaway. Sure as hell won't be 8 weeks because you got to do a ton of content, man, and a ton of limited merch. I'm tired. Great truck, though. Somebody's going to win it, man. And we have some fire-ass merch. Drive Fast, all gas. Ends August 31st. We have limited edition collection dropping this Friday, Saturday, Sunday only, and you get 3-time entry fees. Also next weekend limited edition drop, and that leads into the last 7 days, and that's where it's gonna get spicy. So we're ready to give this thing away, man. Yep. So get you some. DriveFastAllGas.com. The Raptor R Killer is here. Somebody's gonna enjoy it. It's a badass truck. I don't drive anymore. I don't want to put the miles on it. So whoever wins it, hurry up and win it soon because I'm gonna flip this thing. All right. DriveFastAllGas.com. Love you guys. Ooh!